y'all, welcome back. We are not going to waste any time, so let's get right into this wash and go video. The things you will need is a spray bottle with water. I personally use the Camille Rose Honey Hydrate as my leave-in. I then go in with the Texture ID styling foam. You will also need some EcoStyler Gel of your choice. I just chose to use the Argon Oil. That's the quickest one I found, as well as a brush to help with your edges. You're going to need a wide tooth comb so that way you can part your hair, and a Denman brush. So here you see me taking my hair out of the scrunchies that I had them in. Normally, if I do my hair late at night, what I'll do is I'll put a t-shirt over my hair pretty much so it can try to dry out some of that water. And then in the morning when I get up, I'll just go straight into doing it. So it's normally not this dry, but this is sometimes how it happens. So I'm taking that comb, going through and parting a big enough section that I can work with. Once I'm done doing that, I take those hair ties again, put all of that hair that I'm not going to be working with back into ponytails, so that way it doesn't get mixed up and it's just a whole lot easier to work with. So once I'm done with that, you'll see me taking the spray bottle, and normally I would not have to wet my hair. I would just do it from my hair being washed and somewhat still dripping, but I'm spraying it through the section, and then I'm going to work the water through my hair. You just want to make sure that your hair is saturated at least. Some people work with dry hair, but since I'm going to be using a Denman brush, you don't want to be brushing through dry hair. So here you see me using the Honey Hydrate. This stuff works so well, y'all. So I put about a quarter size amount on my hand and rub it in, and then you just want to rub it through that section of hair. You want to try to penetrate it or get it through all of the strands as much as possible, the ends, the roots, in between, in the middle if you have thick hair like me, just everywhere. I don't put any more than a quarter size just because it can get a lot messier for the other products to follow behind. Then I'm going to take about 2 to 3 pumps of the Texture ID foam. It depends on how dry my section is, but majority of the time I take 2 to 3 pumps and I literally just put it all through my hair. And yes, I know it gets messy, but this is exactly how I achieve my perfect wash and goes, how my hair stays moisturized with the mixture of these two items. So I do think it's worth it. So here you will see me going through with the Denman brush. You want to start at your at the tip of your hair and then work your way up to the root. You just want to make sure that you are brushing through because you want your hair to be fully detangled before you decide to go in with gel. I personally like to rake my hair or do the shingling method, which you will see here soon. But you just want to make sure everything is fully detangled while you are going through your hair, so that way it's not any other hang-ups while you're putting the gel in your scalp. So I then take like a fingertip amount of each fingers of the gel. I start by putting it on the roots of my scalp because of course that's gonna help your hair lay down a lot better, and then I'll just continuously go through and add gel. You don't have to continue to add as much gel as I possibly added, but enough until where you feel like your hair is defined, it's clumped together, and that's what suits you. So here, this is called the raking method. You are literally taking your fingers and raking it right through your hair. So of course, eventually, the more gel you add, the more raking you do, eventually your curls are going to form. I would say it takes me about 2 to 3 minutes on each section just to pretty much go through, rake all of the gel and stuff through with the rest of the products. And then eventually that white film that you guys see, it will go away. It's not going to always stay there. It'll dry pretty much clear. And I just keep raking through, and then you will see me here. I'm going through and taking like little pieces that may be frizzy on the end. I'm just taking those and smoothing it through my fingers. That's more so, I guess, called the shingling method. So sometimes you have to go through and do that. And voila, there is one section of my hair from the dryness at the top to moisturized and curly at the bottom. So now we are going to go through the sections and pretty much do the exact same thing. I will show you guys a clip on either side, and then it will pretty much skip to the very top portion of my hair. Also, my husband was being somewhat annoying, and then my mom and my sister ended up calling. So you will see me talking. I promise you I wasn't talking to myself. I was on the phone. But yet again, you see me going through with the honey. And I did detangle my hair with the honey in it that time instead of waiting until I had the foam in. There, I'm adding some foam. And then I go in with my gel. So now we are at the top part. I did not realize that I had already went through with everything, but here I am putting the gel on the roots of my hair once again, and I'm just going through and taking my time. This is a thicker section, and I should have sectioned it off a whole lot more than what I did, but you're just going through with your gel and making sure that you're defining your curls the way that you want to. Everybody doesn't like to super define their curls, but I like mine pretty defined, especially once it dries and the following days after that. Spray bottle, spray that hair, girl, saturate it. So once I am done, I pretty much just like to smooth everything into my edges around the front, in the middle of my hair where the part is, and sometimes I'll just look around and see if there are any pieces that need to be shingled a little bit more. Then I will take some gel, which I've already placed on my edges, take that brush, the brush side, and I just brush out some hairs or whatever that's right there on the edges to make my baby hairs. Sometimes I don't like them dramatic, sometimes I do, so it just depends on how I'm feeling. I'll do the exact same thing on the other side. This side always gives me like a hard time for some reason, just because my hair is thicker on that side as far as edges than it is the other side. So there it is, once I have done my edges and smooth things down. I know it looks weird in the back. For some reason, every time I do my wash and go, like, it always feels like I have this gaping hole in the middle, and like the hair stops at the middle of my hair. So then once I'm completely done, I do take a little bit more of the honey. This is probably like a nickel size at this point. I rub it all through my hands. And then I like to just pat it around the edges of my hair and the top. So that way when my wash and go dries, since I added a bit of gel, hopefully it will dry a lot softer than normal. But adding this honey really does help a great deal if you have super dry hair and if your hair is prone to drying out when you add a lot of gel. So here's my hair, pretty much no filter when it's wet. And then here's my hair when it is dry. It air dried for about 6 hours. Still is not completely dry, but if you need to use a blow dryer, do that. Also, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for subscribing. Please subscribe, comment, and like this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.